Welcome to the Spring 2019 Directors Update. Since my last update, 2 new members of staff have joined the Trust. In February, Harriet Macy joined the Health and Wellbeing team to work alongside Michelle and Cheryl to provide frontline health and wellbeing information and advice to beneficiaries and to support the rest of the team. And in March, Suzanne Luke, who you'll meet very shortly, joined us as Finance Director to replace Jane Darlington, who decided that the role at the Trust was not the right one for her. As you'll be aware, following the recent NAC elections, Carolyn Desforges, Craig Millward and Carl Davis were all re-elected to the NAC. I'd like to congratulate the 3 of them and also thank the other 3 candidates, Bob Heppel, Jacqueline Fleming and Anne Bancroft, who stood for election. I'd like to thank Roland Bareham, who recently stood down after 3 years as NAC Chair, for all his hard work and commitment. We recently had our first NAC meeting under the chairmanship of Jeff Adams-Spink, and I look forward to working with him to ensure that we're doing all we can to support you. I'm pleased to report that Sir Robert Nelson, the Chair of Trustees, and Kevin Wesbroom, the Chair of Finance Committee, have both recently been reappointed for another 4-year term as trustees. Caroline Glendinning, the Chair of Research Committee, will be standing down in June after 12 years as a trustee. During her time, she's been instrumental in shaping the Trust Research Programme and overseeing a number of important projects, including the 2015 Health and Wellbeing Survey. As many of you will know, Peter Williams passed away sadly and unexpectedly in March. Our thoughts are very much with his wife Marion and his twin brother Andrew. We haven't accepted any new beneficiaries since my last update, so the total number of beneficiaries now stands at 464. A big thank you to everyone who completed and returned the recent beneficiary feedback survey. It's really important for us to hear from you what you think about the Trust, the NAC, the trustees, and the way we work to support you. 302 completed surveys were returned to the independent research company, a response rate of 67%, and around just over half of these were completed online. The findings of the survey will be discussed by the trustees at their next meeting in May, and the NAC will also be discussing the findings at their away day in June. We will also share them with you and let you know how we plan to respond to the findings.
We will very shortly be writing to you individually about your 2019 health grants, which will be allocated on the 1st of June 2019. This year, for the first time, we're asking you to confirm your primary address, the place where you live for at least 6 months of the year, when you sign your health grant declaration. This is one of the small number of changes that have been introduced as a result of the independent audit that was carried out last summer. The trustees review the fees payable on emergency, major and short-term advances from the Trust every year, and they recently agreed that these should stay at the same level as last year. So that's £40 per £1,000 advanced for major and emergency advances and £60 per £1,000 advanced for short-term advances. As previously mentioned, over the next 12 months we will be asking you to verify the account name of the nominated bank account used to receive funds from the Trust, ahead of changes to banking regulations. This is to ensure that there's no disruption to your payments from the Trust when the new regulations come into force. Our second Future Money Matters event was held at Stanford on the 1st of March, and those that attended provided very positive feedback on the day. Ahead of the day, we asked for your views on the subjects that you would like to be included, and as a result there were sessions on a number of new topics, including inheritance tax, mortgages and personal loans, and universal credit. The sessions on universal credit and inheritance tax were filmed, so if you are unable to attend the event but are interested in finding out more, you can watch them in the Money Matters section of the Trust website. Our next local event is due to take place in Brighton on the 12th of June at the BA I360 on the seafront. We sent a survey out to beneficiaries who live in the locality to ask them what sort of sessions they would like to see included, and we'll be finalising the agenda in the next week. However, early responses indicate that there will be a strong focus on health and wellbeing issues. If you live in the South East, you will receive information about the event as soon as plans for the day are finalised. There will be information and a booking form on the Trust website, and you can also contact us by calling 01480 474 074 or emailing hello@thalidomidetrust.org if you're interested in attending.
We're now in year 3 of our H&A programme, so if you live in the UK and have not yet been offered an H&A, you will get one at some point this year. These H&As have provided us with a wealth of information that we've been able to share with Diageo and the 4 UK Departments of Health and Social Care. In particular, the data on your health issues and how these impact on your day-to-day life have been invaluable in demonstrating the growing importance of the funding you receive from the Trust and the vital need for the health grant to continue after 2022. We hope that you'll be happy to have an H&A, but if for any reason you don't want one, a member of the team will still need to come and visit you in your home to discuss your health grant expenditure, because this is a requirement of our health grant funding. We're continuing to develop the Trust website and we constantly add new content, so please do regularly check it for what's new. Recent new content has included a brand new section on diabetes to coincide with our Diabetes Awareness Week, and new fact sheets on sweating and on how to make a complaint about your GP or your hospital treatment. A vlog from a menopause expert, Dr. Hannah Short, and the accompanying fact sheets will also shortly be added. I'm delighted to let you know that the Beneficiary Forum has now gone live, that provides you with a dedicated space on the website to share information and ideas, ask questions, or just chat to each other. Anyone can read the forum posts, but you need to log in using your website login, not your finance one, to be able to add your own post. If you're new to using forums, contact us and we'll put you in touch with someone who can help you get started. We also hope to add a little online tutorial. Your family members, carers, and professionals who work with beneficiaries can also apply to us to join the forum. This will provide them with a way to engage with each other and with the beneficiary community too. Everyone who uses the forum must agree to stick to our forum rules. These set out what is acceptable behaviour online. If you want to find the forum, go to the Thalidomide community area of the website, where you can also now find the very popular Your Stories. Following feedback from the NAC, we're also looking into introducing an additional function which will allow beneficiaries to make private posts on the forum if they want to raise sensitive issues that they don't want to be seen outside the community. Deborah wrote to you earlier in the year to share the good news that the governments in England, Wales and Northern Ireland have all agreed that the funding you receive from the Trust shouldn't be taken into account when assessing whether or not you're required to make a contribution to the cost of your care, and they've introduced new legislation and guidance to reflect this. We hope that similar changes will soon be introduced in Scotland. So this is just a reminder that if you do live in England, Northern Ireland or Wales, and you are currently contributing towards the cost of your care package because your savings level is too high, then you should contact your local authority to request a new financial assessment that takes account of the new rules. And if you've never even applied for a social care assessment because you've assumed you wouldn't be entitled to funded care because of the level of your savings, you may want to consider doing so now. You can discuss what's involved with one of the Health and Wellbeing team.
A number of you have raised concerns about the frequency of PIP assessments and also the fact that many assessors don't have even a basic knowledge of thalidomide and how it affects you. So we've raised these concerns with the DWP. I recently met with the PIP policy team and they've agreed to include information about thalidomide in the resources and training information for assessors who are employed by 2 private companies, Capita and Independent Assessment Services. They also acknowledge that your health and functionality is not going to improve as you age and you therefore shouldn't need frequent reassessments unless you request one because your health is deteriorating. They advise that you should stress the fact that your damage is non-reversible and will only get worse with age when you apply for PIP. So we'll include this fact in the letters of support that we provide from the Trust, and we'd encourage you to also make this point to the assessors. They also told us that it's possible to appeal or request a mandatory reconsideration of the length of a PIP award. So if you're awarded PIP for less than 6 years, please get in touch with the Trust and we'll help you to ask for this to be reviewed. If you'd like to find out more about the benefits you're entitled to or have any other questions about benefits, please get in touch with one of the Health and Wellbeing team who'll be very happy to help. There is currently a government consultation on the future of UK aviation, and this is open for submissions until the 20th of June. It's an important opportunity to improve air travel for disabled people, so both the Thalidomide Trust and the Thalidomide Society will be making submissions. We'd also like to encourage individual beneficiaries to make their own submissions. So, if you're interested in doing this, you can contact Simone Ilger via the Trust website. She can explain more about it and also give you a template letter to use as a starting point. And finally, a big thank you to all the Welsh beneficiaries who attended the recent event in Cardiff Bay, attended by Vaughan Gething, the Minister for Health and Social Services. And a special thanks to Jill Tyra, who gave a presentation about the health needs of beneficiaries and the importance of the health grant. The Minister actually asked for a copy of the presentation after the meeting.